publicly because I have no courage, no honor, no decency. Just go on TV and said, I really screwed this up. I caused these deaths. This will haunt me till the day I die. This is a terrible mistake I made. And just really admit the obvious that everybody can see. But he's going to be a stubborn old goat, and he and the idiots in his administration are going to sell this as a wild success. In fact, it's another thing I heard over the weekend. They had some political commentators on one of those ABC morning shows Sunday. One of the reporters was incredulous, saying that they're actually trying to sell this as a great success. And another reporter said, yeah, that is not connected to reality. Even the Washington media is turning on him because the Biden people are trying to say, oh, everything's great. Look at all the good we did. All right, we got more coming up. John and Ken, KFI, Deborah Marquez News.
And as you were hearing, the last U.S. military planes have flown out of Afghanistan. The entire city of South Lake Tahoe has been ordered to evacuate because of the fast-moving fire. Millions of people in New Orleans and other coastal areas are without power because of Tropical Depression Ida. We have trouble on the 5, and we will check in with the KFI in the Sky next.
If you're a self-employed entrepreneur, a 1099 contractor, a real estate investor, listen to me. If you've been denied for a traditional loan because you don't have tax returns, Equinox Home Financing is the answer. Instead of tax returns, they can use personal or business bank statements and determine your cash flow. And your cash flow then becomes your income. Prior foreclosures and bankruptcies, they're okay too. So if you want to finally get qualified for that home loan, and it can be an owner-occupied house, vacation home, an investment home, whatever, you can get it done fast and at the lowest rates available at equinoxhomefinancing.com. Call 855-LOAN-455, 855-LOAN-455, equinoxhomefinancing.com.
License by the California Department of Real Estate and the California Department of Financial Oversight, NMLS number 1212805.
The Rams began their roster purge to 53 players today. Defensive backs Donovan Alumba, Bronte Harris, and Troy Warner were all given the pink slip, with cuts continuing tomorrow. Former Angels left-handed pitcher Jose Quintana was claimed off waivers by the San Francisco Giants. And Colts quarterback Carson Wentz and 2 other players went on the reserve COVID-19 list. They could be reinstated after 5 days if they're asymptomatic and return negative tests. I'm J.D. Happer.
Staples Connect has amazing prices for your back-to-school list. Staples one-subject notebooks are only 25 cents each, and Crayola 24-count crayons, 2-pocket poly folders, and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each. Offer ends 9/18. Notebooks in-store only. Limit 30. Prices may vary online.
We have a crash on the 5 in Laguna Niguel.
The sun is along the southbound side just before Crown Valley Parkway. The right lane is blocked. They're just trying to get everything cleared out of lane. The lanes are backing up from just before Oso Parkway, and we're seeing a crowded drive on the northbound side through that same stretch. Let's check out South El Monte with Will Kohlschreiber, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com.
Well, we found a big problem here. Northbound side of the 605, just north of the 60. 3 middle lanes blocked by a big rig that hit a pickup truck. Both vehicles look drivable, but they're still in the middle of the freeway. They're only getting by on the far left side and far right side. Traffic quickly backing up on that north 605 back towards the 5. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Will Kohlschreiber, KFI in the Sky.
Porter Ranch, we're seeing a slow drive on the 118 eastbound away from Porter Ranch Drive. Looking a lot better once you make your way past Reseda Boulevard. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This report is sponsored by Churches.
Churches has a deal made for you or all y'all. Choose your favorite tenders of classic style chicken and spicy or original with sides and biscuits for everyone. So swing by for Churches Speed 6 starting at $20 deal. Churches, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
Hey, Tom, we here. I've had many pleasant surprises throughout my career and my personal life, and my experience with Advanced Hair Restoration is one of my favorites. I received their advanced FUE treatment 2 years ago, and I'm surprised and relieved that my own natural hair has literally replaced my bald spot. Advanced Hair addresses hair loss for men and women across all ages, and I know that they can help you too. Advanced Hair does it with an easy, virtually pain-free, one-day treatment. It's amazing that such a simple solution can address balding that progressed for years, or in my case, decades. Don't wait any longer. Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care exceeds the CDC guidelines, so there's never been a better time to address your needs. For your free consultation, call 844-333-HAIR, and you're going to receive special financing, 250 free hair grafts, and $250 off. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. 844-333-HAIR, or see the before and after photos at advancedhair.com.
Is it safe to return to work?
Should my kids go back to school?
Can I see my friends and family now?
As life returns to normal, our COVID-19 worries have not disappeared, but evolved. Cal Hope offers free tips and tools to help manage your stress. Call our one line at 1-833-317-4673 or live chat online at calhope.org. At MGM Resort, we know this is no time to return to normal. It's time to for the time of your life in this at MGM Resort.
Hey, it's your buddy Conway here. You ever been in the backyard barbecuing with the kids, and you want a really cold beer, but not all that alcohol and that hot sun? Boom! Reach for a Heineken 0.0. It's all the quality you love in Heineken, and with zero alcohol. I call that a dig on. Now you can enjoy an ice-cold can of Heineken and still rule the pool area. So grab a pack or get one delivered and put the can back into summer. Must be 21 to purchase. Please drink responsibly.
Owning a business comes with pressure. There's a limit to what I can do and still keep employees engaged. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR experience to work to help me with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance, while giving my employees competitive benefit options. And because I'm able to focus on other priorities, my employees can thrive and my business can grow. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
Join KFI and Thrill Seekers at the Afterburner Music Festival at the Pacific Air Show in Huntington Beach, October 1st and 2nd. This year's event will feature performances by Sammy Hagar and the Circle, Sam Hunt, ex-ambassadors, and more. Get your tickets now at AfterburnerMusicFestival.com. KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
John Kent Show, John Cobell, Ken Campos, KFI. AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. All right, we will talk about that decision by the LA County Health Department to severely restrict youth sports with a lot of COVID requirements, including testing. That's right, testing for COVID for outdoor soccer. Making it impossible for local sports organizations because they don't have the money, the time, the personnel to do all this. You test every 7-year-old in the county who wants to play soccer. That's beyond absurd, like everything else. Because, you know, if you're under 12, you can't be vaccinated yet, so they want the test. We'll get to that with a concerned parent after 4:30. The big story we had Friday, there have been so many of them lately, is the parole board in California saying that they agreed that Robert F. Kennedy's assassin should be released. That's Sirhan Sirhan. This is a really big story and an odd decision. He apparently ended up with life in prison, but with the possibility of parole. You know, the Kennedys, Robert F. Kennedy and his wife Ethel, had 11 children. And a couple of them, actually one showed up to, I guess by video, to tell the parole board he thinks that the murderer of his father should be released. But the others have now weighed in, including former Congressman Joseph P. Kennedy II. He is denouncing the decision. And he says that two commissioners, only two, of the 18-member California Parole Board made a grievous error last Friday, recommending the release of the man who murdered my father. I understand that there are different views about ending the sentence of this killer, including within my own family, but emotions and opinions do not change facts or history. And basically, what Kennedy said was, you know, this guy committed a political assassination. If you release him, that will be celebrated in the world that believes that political disagreements can be solved by a gun. It's a good point. I hadn't thought of it the other day. Oh, yeah. He was tried, convicted, and sentenced to death. Now he may walk free, no doubt to the cheers of those who share his views. He killed Bobby Kennedy over Kennedy's position on Palestine and Israel.
Yes.
And
That apparently was his motive.
a political murder now over a political issue does not get you life in prison, let alone the death penalty. In George Gascon's world, it gets you parole.
And, you know, it's funny about it, because the parole board's saying, well, he's not a threat to society. That doesn't matter.
There's other things besides that. There's other things besides threat to society. What is the message to political assassins?
They also said he's enrolled in more than 20 programs, including anger management classes, Tai Chi, and Alcoholics Anonymous. Really? Okay, great. Thanks. That they believe in God, they let him assassinate
These crabs believes in programs, don't they? They actually think you can take a psychotic brain and heal it, change it, turn it into something good. They really believe this. He should have been put to death for what he did. Shoot a likely presidential nominee in the head in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. I'm just astonished at this. There's really no words for this stuff anymore.
And Joseph Kennedy points out that his mother and his uncle, Ethel Kennedy and Edward Kennedy, asked that the death sentence be reduced to life in prison. That's the mercy, and that's all the mercy he should get. He should not be released, was his point.
No mercy. This is what happens when you give mercy. You're going to see this. This is what's going on. Is these life in prison, even without parole sentences, are going to disappear because Newsom has already commuted some of these.
Very interesting to see what Newsom does about this one. Now he has to go to the full board. It's before the full board. And then if they agree with the two commissioners ruling, it'll go to Newsom.
Next, the Manson people are going to come out. Everybody's going to come out.
Scott Peterson?
Well, they're already halfway.
Scott Peterson got canceled. Yeah, he's on, quote, death row, although he's going to get a new trial at that.
Yeah, but then I think they canceled his death penalty, didn't they?
Yeah, they did because of some irregularities with the jury. So I think he's getting a new
I saw that, yeah. Is he getting a new trial entirely?
I was confused by that story last week, and again, his sister-in-law is still piping up about all these conspiracies that she believes in, that he's not the killer of...
everybody's got a conspiracy, don't they?
That they overlook some important information.
Sure, nothing is what it seems to be. If I hear one more conspiracy theory from one more mental patient, I'm gonna jump off the roof.
All right, when we come back, there's a good one. The LA County Health Department, Barbara Ferrer, Muntu Davis, Dr. Simon, they strike again. And this time, they may end a lot of youth sports.
Yeah.
For the time being, with the new testing requirements that they're implementing in a few days.
Apparently, little kids playing soccer are the grave danger to the planet now. These fanatics. John and Ken Show, KFI, Deborah Marquez News.
The last U.S. military planes have left Afghanistan, bringing the 20-year war there to an end. Taliban fighters have celebrated the departure by firing guns into the air. Commander of the U.S. Central Command Marine Corps General Kenneth McKenzie says he thinks the Taliban is going to have their hands full with ISIS-K.
They let a lot of those people out of prisons, and now they're going to be able to reap what they sowed.
ISIS-K is the terrorist group offshoot that claimed responsibility for last week's suicide bombing at Kabul's airport. 13 U.S. service members were killed.
Evacuation orders, please prepare to evacuate.
A rapidly spreading fire is forcing more people to flee their homes in Northern California. And emergency officials say the entire city of South Lake Tahoe has been ordered to evacuate. This woman says she's getting out.
I'm packing my car, my animals, my cats. I would have left a long time ago, but, yeah.
Officials say the fire is more aggressive than anticipated as it continues to edge toward Lake Tahoe. A red flag warning is in effect through tomorrow across the northern Sierra. More than 600 buildings have been destroyed and at least 18,000 more are under threat. The average daily number of deaths from COVID-19 are tapering off. Last Tuesday, the average was 39, and by Saturday, the number dropped to 30. Hospitalizations are also on the decline. On August 25th, there were 1,747 patients in LA County being treated for the virus. By Saturday, the number fell to 1,692. And China is restricting kids younger than 18 from playing video games more than 3 hours a week. China once called video game addiction spiritual opium. We have a stall on the 405 in Hawthorne.
This one is along the southbound side, and watch out here as you travel just before Rosecrans. Carpool lane is blocked, so this is backing up the drive quite a bit right now. We're seeing delays that are overall pushing back out of West LA, coming away from Santa Monica Boulevard. Now let's take a look at that huge mess in South El Monte with Will Colstrider, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com.
Yeah, this one got ugly very quickly. Northbound side of the 605, just past the 60. A big rig and a pickup truck got tangled up in the three middle lanes. And as a result, traffic just squeezing by on the left and squeezing by on the right. But you're not going anywhere too quickly. It is stopped now from the 5 on that northbound 605. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Will Colstrider, KFI in the Sky.
Also slowing in Santa Clarita, 14 northbound, leaving the 5, looking a lot better once you make your way past Placerita Canyon Road. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
Hey, I want to talk to you about the Ayers Lodge in Alpine. It's located in the foothills of the Cuyamaca Mountains of San Diego County. You're going to enjoy it. Hiking trails overlook some very, very beautiful scenes because this is the historic gold mining town of Julian. Or win big at the nearby casino with complimentary shuttle to and from the hotel. Complimentary breakfast, complimentary parking, and complimentary Wi-Fi. Book today at ayresalpine.com. That's A-Y-R-E-S alpine.com.
Southland weather from KFI. A little cooler tomorrow. Highs low to mid-70s at the beaches. Low to mid-80s for Metro LA. Low 80s to around 90 in the valleys. Upper 70s to mid-80s for Inland OC. And then we have 85 to 90 in the IE. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Deborah Mark.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. Have you still not gone solar? Let me help clear up some misconceptions. Solar doesn't cost you money. It saves you money. And it doesn't matter where your panels are made. It matters who makes them. And those $29.95 solar specials, they're not what's going to end up on your home. Sunlux left all of that behind to build a company that does solar better. Time for solar, it's time for Sunlux. Get started today at sunlux.com. That's sunlux.com. CSLB 1008374.
Income-eligible renters impacted by COVID-19 can now get 100% of their past due rent and utility bills paid through the California COVID-19 Rent Relief Program. Landlords with tenants who haven't paid rent because of COVID-19 are eligible for 100% reimbursement too. The application is fast, your information is private, and you won't be asked about citizenship. Apply at housingwitht.com before eviction protections end on September 30th. Brought to you by the California Department of Housing and Community Development.
Hey, it's Conway here. Are you thinking about refinancing, or if you've already refined your mortgage in 2020, it's more than worthwhile to contact HMS Capital. HMS Capital's Mark Tice has one recommendation. You apply with HMS Capital, right? And then you apply with another lender. HMS Capital is the only lender that I know of that encourages homeowners to apply with multiple lenders. So I've known Mark for a long time through Bill Handel, and it's totally true. There are no appraisals and no application fees of any kind. So go ahead and take the HMS Capital Challenge. Apply with HMS Capital and then apply with some other lender. Rates are the lowest they've ever been at HMS Capital. 833-255-5698. 833-255-5698 or hmscapital.com.
HMS Capital Funding is a DBA funding empire and payment limit 30 months. 24/7. HMS Capital is licensed under the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. Under the California Residential Mortgage Loan Act. License number 01303 Equal Housing Lender.
Termite problems? Search PacificCoastTermite.com or call 800-PACIFIC.
KFI AM 640.
iHeart radio station.
24-hour news. More stimulating talk.
John and Ken Show continues. John Covelt and Ken Champeau, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart radio app. Boy, Barbara Ferrer and Muntu Davis, who run the LA County Department of Health, are relentlessly torturing the children of LA County. School was denied for a year and a half. They just put out a new health order, which takes effect shortly. And it's going to require weekly testing of all children, regardless of age or vaccination status, who want to play sports in LA County. And they actually put out a chart of the different sports and their risk levels as concerns COVID-19.
And then the high-risk category, and it's the one that apparently is getting a lot of attention, is soccer.
Yeah.
And it's outdoors. It involves the feet more than anything else, although there can be contact, certainly. But really, so that means, because it's under the high-risk category, it's got the most restrictions attached to it under this new health order. And there are some who are involved in youth sports, particularly something called the American Youth Soccer Organization, that think this is going to just kill the teams. They're just going to have to disband and not play.
They don't have the money. They don't have the personnel. They don't have the time to do, it says here, a mandate of 72-hour testing. I mean,
So 3 days before the game, you have to test.
when my sons were little, I was an AYSO coach. You know, you do a practice for an hour, you play a game for an hour on, let's say, Wednesdays and Saturdays, and that's all the time anybody has. You know, it's all volunteers, mostly volunteers, and it's not an organization that has a medical division. You know, they don't have doctors and nurses and medical professionals on staff to administer this. There's no budget for this.
There's a California Globe covered this story, and they talked to a man by the name of Ben, a parent volunteer of a soccer club in LA County. He said 2,700 kids are in just one region of AYSO in LA County who participate in these programs. Seasons will be canceled. He thinks they should change it from an order to a recommendation.
You can't test 2,700 kids every week. But Barbara Ferrer and Monty Davis, they're not humans. This is crazy overreaction, over-the-top, control-freak fanaticism. That's sketch that we have one concerned parent on who wants to remain anonymous here. And welcome. How are you?
Good. How are you, Jonathan?
We're good. Well, talk to us.
You want to remain anonymous because what? Retribution or something? What do you?
No, it's about the community. I mean, we have, unfortunately, both sides of the spectrum are raising their voice between the right and wrong without any fundamental scientific studies. There's nothing being done about it, looked at it scientifically. We're just making random decisions, to justify our own actions.
I have seen no evidence that playing outdoor sports, little kids no less, causes any kind of COVID outbreak. That has not happened anywhere in the country.
We're talking about children as young as the age of 4 all the way up to 18. And what they're requiring for a 4-year-old to participate in one practice that's 50 minutes long, and an hour game on a Saturday, they even require them to go through a nasal swab just for, let's say, one game, and that's 72 hours prior to the day of the game, which it could be Saturday or Sunday.
Right, which doesn't guarantee anything. Because you get virus
infected the next morning.
And if you the kids rarely get the virus, rarely spread it, rarely have any symptoms.
I mean, we participated in a program that was, done with the utmost care. Majority of the volunteers, if not all vaccinated. We wear our masks. We're all coaches. We spend our time taking care of these individuals coming onto the field. We take the time to create a safe program for kids to participate in. And it's soccer. It's an outdoor atmosphere where there's very little, interaction face to face, longer than a split second when they're running by each other.
I know. It's one of the safest things that kids can do when it comes to the virus. You can't, if you're not indoors, it's really hard to get it. It's nearly impossible to get it when you're running around in the wind and the sunshine. It's just, they're
really unlikely.
They're scientifically idiotic here. There's zero science
They
behind
must
this.
think this Delta variant breaks every rule everywhere with this virus, right?
Or is this just more control freak psychosis that we're dealing with?
I mean, from our point of view, we've implemented everything that the CDC guidelines had implemented down, just a few weeks ago. I mean, nothing has changed. There's not a big influx of children on the soccer field or any other youth sport program that has taken a huge hit on an infection rate, that we're going to go ahead and create a program that's going to nearly kill every non-profit organization, even clubs, there's no way we can afford to do that kind of testing on a weekly basis, once or twice a week, per each individual child that wants to walk onto the field to play for an hour game.
These are not CDC mandates. These are not state health department mandates. This is just Barbara Ferrer.
Correct. These are the local rules, only apply to LA County, so teams that play across the border just a mile away are not, abided by this new rule.
So Orange, Ventura County, Riverside, San Bernardino, and all the rest. They don't have to deal with
No
this.
one else. No, and this is a big costly issue for us to deal with because it's really expensive. Forget the logistics behind it. We're volunteers. We can't keep an accurate count of every player going out there getting tested, every volunteer that wants to spend an hour on the field to get tested. It's impossible.
Has there been...
How are they enforcing this?
No one knows yet. I mean, that's the next issue. Who do we report to? The guidelines are so vague. All it says is that you require a test to be shown or available to be shown, on the day of the game. So it has to be done 72 hours prior, up to 72 hours, and be available. But how can we track that? I mean, with 1,000 facilities, how do we track them down to see who has and who has not? No one has the infrastructure to upload this onto the screen. It's just impossible. We have no access to anything.
That's crazy. What? We're going to send out our inspectors to check on this.
What?
Like to go to the restaurant.
What's the reaction of the parents?
Oh, they're fuming. Everybody's, extremely upset. I mean, I'm on the way to my own team that I'm coaching for the first time, for the first of the season, because this goes in effect September 1st, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm about to go out to the soccer field with 9 excited individual kids that are so ready to play because after a year of shutdown, then I'm going to break their heart because I can't hand them the uniform that they all want. I cannot promise them we'll be back again next week or ever play a game. And this is like a tease to a kid, It's going to be heartbreaking. I'm already heartbroken driving there right now with my own child in the car and having to take this storm.
I feel for you. Like I said, I used to do this, and it is a lot of fun. And this is where the LA County supervisors have to step in and end this tyranny. It's Catherine Barger and Hilda Solis and Janice Hahn and oh my God,
and they're not even offering
Kuehl.
They're not even offering to pay for this. It's going to be at the expense of the league.
Absolutely. They're providing no assistance whatsoever in any aspect. They're not providing any help financially, no supportive information, no exemption for children. I would understand, if they're saying 12-year-olds are required to get vaccinated or can get vaccinated, well, maybe let's, allow everybody on the age of 12 to avoid this weekly testing, which majority of schools have already implemented. If they're safe to go to school, they do their nightly health checks. They're required to submit those documentations to be allowed in a classroom. Why can't we do the same for a soccer field? What's the difference?
They're already tested for school. Why do you have to carry it out to the soccer field?
And there's very few kids who get this. And it's almost impossible to spread it outdoors. I'm just completely baffled by where the world is going. I just totally baffled. It's completely unnecessary. It's wrong. It's not backed by any kind of science. It's not rational. It's not anything. It's just insanity.
Well, we thank you for coming on and sharing your frustrations. I'm sure you guys are organizing something against this. Just let us know what else you can.
If you want us to publicize anything, let us know.
Thank you. I mean, we need your support and all the parents to make phone calls right now. Call the local health department and let them know, what's going on.
Yeah, and call the county supervisors up because they could squash Barbara Ferrer. They should have done it a long time ago. She's done a lot of damage to people's lives, and nobody elected her. They agree with her. Nobody hired her. Nobody asked for her. And I just can't believe we're all like a bunch of helpless peasants who have to respond to all her insane directives. And it's just arbitrary. It's just random. There's no science here. They should have produced the science that 8-year-old players spread COVID at soccer matches. Where is that study done?
What's sad is that you have a football stadium or soccer stadium full of fans without masks on, but yet children cannot play a game of soccer right now.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up, because I know somebody went to the Dodger game over the weekend, and there's supposed to be a mandate on the mask. Nobody was wearing masks. And nobody at the stadium is enforcing it unless you go to the concession stand. You don't get your hot dog until you put your mask on. But outside of that, nobody is policing. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Don't say that, John. They'll go there and issue citations. It's undercover. But all the adults are living without masks, and these little kids can't run around on a soccer field. It's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful, and there's nobody in public life willing to stop this.
All right, well, thank you for coming on, and we'll keep up on this story, which is ridiculous if you're just tuning in. The LA County Department of Public Health is mandating for many youth sports testing, COVID testing, days before any game, which is too onerous for most of these youth leagues to keep up with.
More coming up. Johnny 10 KFI, Deborah Mark has news.
The U.S. has finished its evacuation mission in Afghanistan, ending the nearly 20-year war there. LA County health officials say the biggest jump in cases of COVID-19 is in kids. A psychology professor at the University of Georgia has retired mid-class because one student refused to wear her mask correctly. The guy's 88 and has type 2 diabetes, so he didn't want to deal with that. We'll go to the 5, and we will check in with the KFI in the Sky next.
If you want out of your house, moving, downsizing, you have financial issues, maybe you've inherited, so you list it with a broker, and that means hours of cleaning and painting and repairing and paying big fees. So let me give you another way of doing it. You get a fair price without any of that. Buyer never walks through your house. There's never an appraisal, no commissions, and you can get paid in cash within 10 days or less if you need it. That's directbuyers.com. That's the company that Janet and Matt, brother and sister, own, and I love the way they do business. They'll never lowball you. They're just honest folks. And let me tell you, a lot of schmucks in this industry, and that's not what they are. They'll give you an honest, no-obligation offer and even offer a $15,000 cash advance before closing. Go to directbuyers.com. That's directbuyers.com. Call 844-242-SELL. 844-242-SELL. Directbuyers.com.
Southern Californians could save an average of $537 when they switch to auto insurance through the Auto Club. Visit AAA.com/insurance to see how much you could save. Get your free quote at AAA.com/insurance today.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, highs 80s, around 90. This report brought to you by the Auto Club of Southern California. It's slow on the 5 in Burbank.
This is the southbound side, and seeing delays getting away from Hollywood Way, and it looks a lot better just before Olive, but more slowing ahead passing Western. And you're on the brakes all the way to the 605. Let's get a load of South El Monte with Will Kohlschreiber, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by injury attorney, Superwoman, Superlawyer.com.
Well, definitely not much fun here. Northbound side of the 605, we did have a big win, get a pickup truck tangled up there in the middle lanes. That was right there, just past the 60. It's all off on the right shoulder, but then, magically, in the backup, another car stalled out in the right lane. That just got moved off to the right shoulder. All in all, the northbound 605, a parking lot from the 105. And seeing a lot of slow traffic as well on the 10 if you're headed out of Santa Monica. The usual delays headed into downtown LA. Injured in an accident? Visit Superwoman, Superlawyer.com. Will Kohlschreiber, KFI in the Sky.
The Cajon Path getting crowded on the 15 northbound from Kenwood, better by the 138. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This report is sponsored by In-N-Out Burger. The wise man once said change is the only constant. He must have never had an In-N-Out double-double. 2 classic juicy patties and cheese melted just so. Each consistently delicious because we have consistently high standards. How's that for a change?
Sound on ATD mortgages, fair housing lender. NLS 162 that?
Well, it happened again. Mortgage rates dipped again. Chairman of the Fed hinted again about market uncertainty. The 10-year bond has fallen below 1.2%.
The government has enacted a program, though, that gives homeowners relief on refinancing their homes this very minute. It's called Refi Now, and millions of homeowners are eligible, even for the self-employed.
You're going to want to call True Mortgage at 866-33-FASTER or go to TrueNow.com right now and see if you qualify for this government program.
Here's the thing. It takes literally less than 5 minutes to see if you qualify. This program has one of the biggest government breaks regarding mortgage qualification guidelines ever.
Credit requirements have been loosened by the federal government. Rates have been reduced even lower. And like we said, even for the self-employed.
If you're a homeowner and missed out on the lowest rates or could not refi, this is your time. But do it today before the program runs out.
833-66-FASTER or TrueNow.com. True Mortgage, 833-66-FASTER or dial pound 250 and say the keyword True Mortgage.
Should kids and teens get the COVID-19 vaccine?
Is it safe for my daughter?
Have they been thoroughly tested?
Will my grandson be okay if he gets vaccinated? He's still developing.
The short answer to all these questions? Yes. The COVID-19 vaccine is proven to be safe and effective for ages 12 and up. Add a COVID-19 vaccine to your child's back-to-school checklist. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find a vaccine option or make an appointment. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
When Bill and I needed new windows over 20 years ago, we picked a company we thought would do a good job. We were totally disappointed.
So we saw a genuine need for a company with strong character, one that people could have faith in.
American Vision Windows was born right then and there.
And my name is Aaron Dufresne. Honestly, one of my favorite parts about American Vision is how much pride everybody takes into each and every single job, making sure that the customer really gets the best work.
It was a great experience. And when you're spending a certain amount of money to improve your home, I couldn't vouch for anything better.
American Vision Windows continues to revolutionize the home improvement industry one customer at a time while changing the lives of our employees for the better. It's so simple.
Happy employees, happy customers.
Choose any two and save. Free expert installation, free upgrade to Delmar, free sound package, no payments, no interest for 12 months. Call today, 888-226-9908 or visit AmericanVisionWindows.com. Some restrictions apply. Call or see website for details. Offer expires 8/31/2021. CSLB number 7778-326.
Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount requirements apply. 60% loan to value and 740 FICO credit score. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
Unbelievable. Home loan rates have dropped again at IntelliLoan. Today, IntelliLoan is offering a 1.875% rate in the APR with no points and no lender fees. Did you hear that? A 1.875%. Don't think you qualify? I bet you haven't called IntelliLoan. You don't have to have perfect credit to get this great home loan. So lock in this unbelievably low 1.875% fixed rate in APR with no points and no lender fees. So call IntelliLoan before the rates go up. Call them at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200. Or just go to IntelliLoan.com.
IntelliLoan. Borrow smart.
Wake up call.
I get up at 2:45 so that you can sleep in until 4:59 so that you're ready to go for wake up call.
Mornings at 5 on KFI.
Johnny Ken Show. John Cobalt and Ken Shampoo, KFI. 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. We'll be talking to Steve Gregory. If you missed it last night, he'll give us a recap of LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva taking over the KFI airways. See how that went. We'll also talk about the big story today, which is we have completely withdrawn all military from Afghanistan. The last flight took off hours ago out of that country. It's all in the hands of the Taliban. Good luck to remaining Americans, because apparently there are some still there. And Afghan citizens who helped the U.S. government, at any point over the last 20 years in this crazy war. Message from Joe Biden. F him. He said it today. I said it 10 years ago, but this is the living embodiment of that philosophy. Yeah. Oh, hey, we're all done. Sorry, suckers.